Hello, it's Uncommon Fossil, and today taking a look at an updated Gengar EX deck. There was a lot of feedback on the Gengar EX deck I did a couple weeks ago, and incorporating some of the suggestions and ideas into this list, I do think it makes the deck better. Look, it still features Gengar EX, that's the main attacker. Most of the Pokemon are the same, quite frankly, but there are some changes. All right, Gengar EX, what does it do? 2 Darkness Energy, Tricky Steps attack does 160. You can move an energy from the opponent's active Pokemon to one of their bench Pokemon. You don't have to move the energies, which is good because if the Pokemon's getting knocked out, a lot of times you'd rather get it in the discard pile, but sometimes getting it stuck on a useless Pokemon is better than putting it in the discard pile where they can recover it with Rod too. So, you make the decisions there, and the attack then hooks up, syncs nicely with the Gnawing Curse ability. Whenever your opponent attaches an energy card from their hand to one of their Pokemon, they put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon, and this damage stacks. So you get 2 counters, 2 Gengars, 4, you get all 3, it's 6. So potentially you can work and knock out some basic Pokemon on the way, and it helps set up the numbers on the higher HP Pokemon. So hopefully we can one-shot it, because Tricky Steps does 160, not huge. We're 2-shotting most things, but with the extra damage, it all kind of does add up over time. So 3 of the EX, we play 1 copy of the single prize Gengar. It serves 2 purposes. First, it is a single prize attacker, which can be useful for 2 energies. It does 100, and your opponent active Pokemon is now asleep, so they have to flip a coin. They might wake up. They might not, though, so they might not be able to attack. At 100 is a good number, especially if we're getting those damage counters placed with Gengar EX's ability. Plus, it's got Night Gate ability. This shuts down anything that your opponent tries to get you stuck in the active spot. Obviously, control decks look to do that as a main strategy, but even non-control decks, right? You get stuck in the middle of a game, you can't do anything, so you gust up your opponent's Pokemon with a boss and hope to buy a turn or 2, so this gets us out of that, so quite nice there. We play 4 of the basic Gastly. The 60 HP, I think there's a choice, but this is the one I like. The attack for 1 Darkness Energy, you flip a coin. If it's heads, you discard energy for the opponent's active Pokemon. So useful there. Then 2 copies of Haunter, the Stage 1. We do still play the TM evolution cards, so we want the Stage 1 to be able to evolve into, and the attack, we'll use that occasionally, does 40 for 2, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. It's not great, but sometimes we will kind of be forced to do that. What else do we play? We still play a 2/2 Bibarel line and 1 Skwovet. And what have we added in terms of Pokemon? We added 1 Lumineon V. This was a suggestion, and I think it does help the deck a lot. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, so you don't get it there with Nest Ball, although the deck doesn't play it anyway, right? So that's not an issue, but you play it from hand to the bench, you search your deck for anyone's supporter, very good there. We can't attack with it, so we do want to get it out of play. We do play a Thorton in the deck, which is partly one way to get Lumineon V out of play, which, get that 2 prize liability out of play. Then we also play Radiant Alakazam. We can't attack once again, but its Painful Spoon's ability is quite useful. And this was an addition to the deck that I do like a lot. Once during a turn, you may move up to 2 damage counters from one of your opponent's Pokemon to another of their Pokemon. So are you trying to... You just figure out the numbers, right? Are you trying to move things onto a low HP Pokemon to take an extra prize, kind of steal a prize at some point during the game? That can help turn a game from a loss into a win. Are you trying to get it so you can one-shot or just speed up the knockout of a high HP Pokemon? You figure out what you need to do. It does make playing the deck much harder, I think. Look, Radiant Alakazam is very good. I think it's just, it's a high skill level card, and I don't always get it right. So don't think I'm not trying to say I'm better than everybody. So don't, I can make mistakes too, because what you need to do to use it properly, you need to know from the very beginning of the game, for the first time you use damage counters, you really want to see the prize map and what Pokemon you're going to knock out in what sequence. And it depends upon your deck, how you're going to play it, and your opponent's deck and what you think they're going to do. Because it's very frustrating when you move damage counters from one Pokemon to another, and then the following turn you move them back from that other Pokemon to the original one. You got nowhere. You just kind of wasted moves. Now, sometimes your opponent's playing around things, but sometimes you just make mistakes, and so that's the downside to it, but it does help a lot with the deck. I think it's very important to get the win rate up high enough with this list. Still playing 10 Darkness Energy. That's what we had before. And I think it's a good number, no changes there. So just running through the trainers, let's see partly what changes did I make. I Ultra Ball, I'll just hit the changes really. I'm playing, I think, 3 Ultra Ball. Yeah, 3 Ultra Ball instead of 4. Just making deck space. Ultra Ball is good, 4 is good, but just down to 3 is probably okay. We played the 3 Buddy-Buddy Poffin. We played 4 before. Again, you can get by with 3. Again, I prefer 4, but we just need space for other cards. As we'll see, we added 2 Pokemon, and we add some other trainers that are important. We played a Boss's Orders. We have cut that from the deck, so again, Boss is nice, but we have other supporters we want to use instead. Let's see what else. Crushing Hammers. Had 2 in the deck, now up to 4. Just maximizing Gengar's ability of putting on damage and trying to disrupt, because we're not doing the hugest damage numbers, so we do need to be getting rid of some energies, partly to buy turns. Had 2 before, 4 now. Rare Candies, we played 4, now we're down to 3. This one I'm fine with cutting. It works. We're not playing research in the deck, so we're not discarding our hand, really. And we do play TM Evolution, 2 copies of that. And we do play the stage 1, so we don't, 1 or 2 rare candies is all we need for a game, so I think 3 copies is fine. Iono, let me think, no, we still have 2, I didn't change that. Earthen Vessel, we played 2 copies down to 1, again, just making deck space. We will get the energies often enough, not a problem. And then the other changes, I changed the A-Spec. Before I was playing Prime Catcher, now putting in Hero's Cape, just leaning into the tankiness. Right, this Pokemon's attacks do 100. I mean, the Pokemon gets plus 100 HP. So a lot of times it's just to get that Gengar EX to be super tanky. Right, it's 310 HP, which is okay. It's not the most that for a stage 2 EX, but it's a reasonable number. But getting up to 410 is a lot nicer. So that's very useful there. Then I'm playing 1 Forest Seal Stone because I added Lumineon V. Just searches for any 1 card, very good there. And then the Thorton, which I mentioned in going through things, again, just swapping out a basic for the discard pile to 1 on the bench, a way to get Lumineon V out of play, a way to recover the Radiant Alakazam, or, if you get a Gastly and play with Thornton, say, from swapping out whatever the other basic was before, now that Pokemon, as long as the original Pokemon was played down the previous turn, you can then evolve that Gastly into a Haunter or into a Gengar that turn that you Thornton into play. So that opens up some lines of play as well. So that's the list. Still sticking with 4 Giovanni's Charisma. I like it in the deck. Disruption, the card goes back in your opponent's hand. You can accelerate energy. They're both useful things. Obviously, the energies, getting rid of energy denial, and the extra damage where they reattach the energy and just slowing them down from building up extra energies. I like that a lot. One card that was suggested I'm not playing, and that is Team Star Grunt. So I'll mention this. I haven't played it a lot, I will say, in the deck. I tried a little bit. I like the Giovanni's Charisma, but Team Star Grunt's another way to go. You put an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon on top of their deck. So similar to Giovanni's Charisma, but instead of going the hand, it goes on top of the deck. Therefore, they're going to draw that energy the following turn. So therefore, it stops them. It reduces the draw into their hand. Right, they're drawing essentially 1 less card. Right, if you compare it to playing Giovanni's Charisma, because they already have the energy in hand, they draw another card aside from that. So it keeps them from drawing an extra card. It's more disruptive that way. It doesn't have the energy acceleration though. Now, honestly, at least half the time, you don't accelerate energy with Giovanni's Charisma, but I think going into hand is fine, but Team Star Grunt's certainly an option. So those are the main changes to the deck. Still playing 4 Arven in the deck as well, and 2 TM Evolutions. I think I mentioned that. Pokemon Catcher and such. 2 Dark Patch. More Dark Patch could be good to help set up, but, it's enough. We're hopefully not attacking with too many different Gengars because we can't get knocked out too many times. So we don't need to attach a ton of energies. So 2 Dark Patch is fine. So more would be nice. But as I've had to cut some Ultra Balls and stuff, which I would have preferred to keep. So deck space is an issue. Stage 2 decks are always that way. So, but it's a solid deck. It's been working pretty well. And let's take a look at it in the rank ladder and see what we can do. All right, let's see how things go here. Obviously, would like to go first as a stage 2 deck, and do get to go first. So that's good as long as I click the right button and say yes to going first. That's super, and we'll see what happens here. You know, there are some other cards that were suggested. I'll start Skwovet because Lumineon V is the worst starter. It's 2 prizes first off, which I might not even want to play, and it's a non-playability. So I'm glad for the Skwovet. Obviously, Skwovet's not what I want in the active spot either, but it's okay. It's okay. And if I grab a TM Evolution next turn, I can even attack with it, right? Copying that attack. So we'll see kind of how things go here. Hopefully my opponent sets up soon. You know, sometimes these things take a little long to get going. All right, Giovanni's Charisma is nice too. That can help sort things out. So Skwovet, all right, got a stage 1. I guess, do I just drop one of each of these guys into play? Do I want something else? Hopefully my Gastly doesn't get knocked out. I think I want to save the Ultra Ball still. So I will just do that and end turn. Obviously, I don't want to get rid of the hand. So see what happens here. So now they're up against Gengar. Usually you're not happy when you're going up against a deck like this. So Chen-Pow. So Gengar, I mean, they do excel. You know, Frigiback does accelerate energies from a hand. So so every energy they attach does do 20 more damage per Gengar EX in play. So that's a nice thing. They will their damage will ramp up faster than most with it. So Lumineon V. So might just get Iono. We'll see what happens here. It's a pretty good hand, but okay, Irida, which makes a ton of sense. Although they can't Rare Candy this turn, but they need to get a Frigiback in play. Gonna retreat into Chen-Pow, I assume, so they can draw 2 energies. They're gonna play the Irida. Okay. I mean, sequence is a little funny. It doesn't really matter. They were gonna do the Irida anyway. They're gonna attach retreat. It just seems odd. I would have thought the natural thing would be you either Irida first, or once you want to attach to Radiant Greninja retreat, then you would Chen-Pow. Actually, attach to Chen-Pow, retreat, then, because they're probably going to use Radiant Greninja's ability, right? They're guaranteed 2 energies off the Chen-Pow, in which case that could potentially switch up what you want to play with the Irida. So I think sequencing-wise, look, I'm not always clean, so don't get me wrong. It's easier to make comments on someone else's play than to maximize your own play at times. Okay, so they didn't grab their energies, and that's pretty strange, is what I'll say. Pretty strange. Okay, so I don't think I play any switching cards, though. I don't like that, right? I don't play switch in deck, so let's see what we got here. Probably 2 Gastlys, but let's just take a look. I don't think... So I could... I play Dark Patch, one of that, but I need to get... So I could Dark Patch, attach, and retreat. It's possible I get an attack off this turn, but it's looking a bit suspect, I guess is what I'd say. So let me grab... I want to keep the Rare Candy. I'll use a different supporter, I guess, right? I might just Lumineon V here. I'm thinking. What do I grab with that? Do I want an Iono or something? Actually, you know what I could have done? I could Thorton in the active spot. No, I can't attack then though. So that was kind of a mistake, wasn't it? It's fine. All right, so do this. I have both Gengars. I mean, honestly, I could evolve into the other Gengar as well, potentially, right? So I'm going to Iono here, I think. And then hopefully I can Thorton next turn. Because if I grab Rare Candy, I can't, you know, if Evo Incense were in format, then it would be awesome. I could get my other Gengar into play. But hopefully I can evolve into the other Gengar and attack. So look, I still need energies to attach as well. Okay, this is actually very nice. So I can Dark Patch, attach, retreat. So let me Dark Patch. You go there. I will attach, I guess. And then I will see what I hit off the barrel, though. Might as well do that before I retreat. I'm going to retreat and attack. They could potentially knock me out, which I don't like that, but, you know, it is what it is. So I attack. Okay. So see what happens here. Look, they have 2 Frigibacks down. If I could have got another Gengar down, then they would actually have to knock. They couldn't then attack because they would knock themselves out before they could get enough energy in, because they need at least 2 energies onto the active. They can put the other energies elsewhere and spread. They're gonna have to think through where the energies goes as well. But if I could have got another EX in play, that would have been super awesome as well. Yeah, maybe I could have sequenced that turn better. I don't know. Crushing Hammers are nice here. Arven, Radiant Alakazam's also looking very nice if I do get knocked out. You know, I'll see what I do here, how I respond to getting knocked out. So Irida, okay, makes a lot of sense there. So Rare Candy, what they're grabbing, the Irida. I'm surprised they didn't grab any energy, attach energy last turn, I gotta say. That just, I gotta say, did seem a bit odd to me. But, okay, okie dokie. So, looking, I am confused by their play, and I don't know. Maybe they thought maybe they got confused about what Gengar was or did. Because obviously you want to get energy attached before Gengar starts going. I mean, look, I could have used my Giovanni's Charisma, which I will hopefully use this next turn. I have Earthen Vessel. Yeah, I mean, I have a number of good things to do here. We'll see what happens. If I get knocked out, you know, I'll deal with it. That's what it comes down to. Hopefully, the opponent does something soon too, right? Because this is accelerating from hand, right from your hand. So they will see the damage counters. You just can't. They're going to be down to two. So they're down 20, 40. They're down to 20 HP. And they need to get more energy into play if they're going to attack. And I don't, you know, they do have. Okay, I mean that's. It's a play, you know. If I get Radiant Alakazam in the discard pile, then I could Thorton into it. I need to get something in the discard pile to make the Thorton work. So, okay, they're going to take out like the 2 Gastlys on the bench, but, you know, that's not the worst thing in the world. They can't attack with that Chen-Pow now. If they, you know, once they attach an energy to it, it's knocked out of the game. So, I'm very pleased about that. Let me just, Bidoof is prevent damage done by attack. So I can move the damage counters onto it. I might just start, you know, I got to start sliding around damage counters some too. See how I want to work that. So they're gonna just load up the Radiant Greninja. I can, let's see, they're gonna have to put, I mean, it gets 6. Oh no, they just knocked out their Chen-Pow. I mean, was that really their intent to do that? I mean, it's kind of, I was gonna move at least a damage counter from Chen-Pow onto Radiant Greninja. So it stops me from doing that. But I don't think you want to give up 2 prizes to stop that from happening. All right, Haunter's good. Those are good gets for sure. Although they're gonna knock out that guy. So ideally I get, now I want a Thorton, right? Thorton is a really good play after this. So, right, turn my Lumineon V into a Gastly and try to get him evolved, right? So I think I want to hammer, right? So let me try hammering at first, I guess. Okay, I got the heads there. It takes away the Giovanni's Charisma, of course. That part I don't love. Do I want to bench Radiant Greninja? I think I want to wait on that. So, all right, I would like to get Thorton. That's what I'd like to. That's the dream play. You know, maybe I shouldn't. I got Thornton. Well, that was the dream play. It still is. So that's super nice there. So I will pick you because I don't want, you're no good to me anymore, Lumineon V. That's quite nice. Attach this here. Do I attach the Hero's Cape? Maybe I'll attach the Hero's Cape and just say, you're not going to knock me out. And, yeah, so do 160. I mean, I one-shot them. Radiant Alakazam could have moved some damage counters. In order to one-shot my Gengar EX, they're going to have to get rid of my tool, which, you know, they might be able to do. I think, did I use the Dark Patch, by the way? Is that what I did? I think it might have been. No, I just attached by hand. So I think, have I played a Dark Patch yet? Yeah, I played one. That's how I helped power up the Gengar, because I had to retreat the Skwovet out of there. Right? Yeah, that's what that did. So I guess they're planning on getting knocked out with that play. So what did they grab? They got back the Radiant Greninja and 2 waters. And it's always weird the way it divides these things up. So they can take 2 more prizes if they want. I mean, you know, it's you know, whatever. So what are they going to gust up here? Okay. That's a little awkward for me. Actually, I can now retreat. So because I have Giovanni's Charisma. So that's not a terrible play on their part. They're going to take 2 prizes, I assume, is their plan. They have to, you know, they're going to put damage on the Frigibacks though. So, I mean, you know, did I make a mistake getting this Gastly in the play? I don't know. I mean, they're going to Radiant Greninja again, I guess. They can keep Boss and Mira, but they're not going to win with Boss, right? So we'll see what happens here. I don't, you know, they're a deck that needs to get a lot of energy into play, right? They're accelerating energy, so, you know, a second Gengar EX would have been super awesome, but I think they're going to take out my Gastly and my Skwovet, and I just take out the Radiant Greninja, and we'll see what they do after this. They can't do a lot, is what I'd say. So, I don't think I want to bench Radiant Alakazam. Okay, I mean, that's fine. So I will... Oh, wait, I can't... Actually, it doesn't quite work, does it? So, Giovanni's Charisma, I need to grab a second energy from hand, so which I might be able to do. So, I'll do this first. Do that. And now I draw... I don't think... I mean... Yeah, I just want to retreat. I'm not going to evolve anymore, so I'm going to... Obviously, I chuck this away. I mean, in theory, I could attack with it. All right, I have the energy. So I'll hard retreat here. Just attack. And take the knockout. And I think I'm just going to run through them. I think that's all that's going to happen here. We'll see. I mean, could they deck me out? I guess they could. I don't play Rod, right? 4 energies, 5, 6. So if like one of my energies is prized, I can't then retreat. I actually very vulnerable to that. So I need to, but you know, I think I'm okay. Was that their first boss, by the way? So yeah. So I mean, more boss stall is a concern. I could have, maybe I should have just powered up the Bibarel and just started to attack with him eventually. I could have attacked this turn with Bibarel. You know, they probably would have knocked it out, but that I don't really care about that either. So that would have been the other play to make. Got the two energies onto Bibarel, and then just start attacking with Bibarel until they knock him out, right? Because at this point, getting my Bibarel stuck and decking me out is probably their best win condition. I mean, they don't want to do that, I'm pretty sure. They would like to take prizes. Yeah, I gotta imagine they do want to take prizes. And I don't think I want to bench Radiant Alakazam. I mean, I still could try to and move energy around. I probably am going to get stalled out, though, if I play him. I think his retreat cost is 3. Even if it's 2, I can't retreat him and Bibarel both. So, going to get what a... okay. So not going to gust me up with Prime Catcher, which makes sense. If they get the knockout on Gengar, I just lose the game. I don't think they can do that though. I really don't. They might be able to get rid of the tool as well. I don't know. Okay, and they haven't drawn for turn yet though, so I don't have knockout. They're at 180, but they can't then attack the following turn, right? That's the whole deal with this guy. He attacks once, and then he needs 2 more energies to be manually attached or accelerated, but it's still from hand. So, yeah, if they set up Frigibacks again, he can't retreat. So I am liking my position here. Their only hope was to be able to one-shot me, I guess. I mean, I don't know. What do they need for energy? 6 times 6, 7. 6 times 7. So they need 7 energies in play, right? I think is what they need. All right, Kyogre. Well, Kyogre, but he only hits the bench, so that's... No, he can hit the active too, sorry. It's 4 energies though, so I don't really think that's great for them. So they're going to be 1 energy short is what I think, but then they can finish, they might just win this game here. They might just do that. What's the boss? I play what? Oh, I drop boss. I have counter catcher, which I can't use because I'm not behind, right? So I might just lose this game. This is being a slow game. My opponent's trying to figure out what to do here, and maybe they crack this. Not having switch in the deck, I don't love that, right? Before I did have Prime Catcher, which gave me a switching card, so a switch obviously would have been very nice with the barrel. But at this point, I think they're going to take their prizes. 6. Okay. I'm kind of surprised. I guess it doesn't matter. They figure he's going to get knocked out anyway, so just stack all the damage onto him. The problem is I win the game, right? They're coming up 1 short, I believe. I think they're 360. Yeah, because I have 50 HP. They're 1 short, so that's super nice. So I just attack for turn. Well, yeah, and so I just knock him out, so that's good. And, they should, honestly, if they didn't put all the energy onto him, I might not have won. They could have then finished me off with Kyogre next turn. So I got the win, but my opponent, I think, put the energy on Lumineon V or something else would have been the play, I think. Stacking it all up onto, making it so that I could finish him off that turn wasn't good, I think. Anyway, got the win, so very pleased about that. All right, see what happens here. Just lost to a great Tusk Mill deck, which wasn't great. Maybe I didn't play the strategy right. Get to go first. That's good. That is good. Especially, going first against a deck that wants to go second obviously can be scary, but, all right, well, mulligans. There's a lot of mulligans, though. Would I have 4 Gastlys? I think I have 8 basic Pokemon. Or 9. Now, one of them is Lumineon V, which I don't want to start, right? That one's just a liability if he starts. So, but 9 Pokemon. I don't know I don't remember what the percentage is. The odds that I'm going to take a mulligan are. But anyway, it is what it is. Wow. Now, just I just don't do what they did, right? That's lesson number 1. Just don't. You don't know what I'm up against. And you're going to see what I'm up against, too, because now they're going to have a chance to play something from hand here, right? And they might be like, uh-oh, right? I mean, okay, you wanted to bench all those Pokemon. I get it, right? So let's see. Gastly. Do I want Skwovet in play? Maybe I do. And I will kind of just get a little spread here. There's a decent chance I get knocked out here, which doesn't make me happy. I can say that. I didn't get energy in play. That's what's bad here. With 10 energy, only 1 Earthen Vessel. You're going to miss energy on turn 1. Some of the time. you know, too often at the time is what I'd say. So they obviously are looking for, well, okay, they missed there, so that's actually big. All right, they had Explorer's Guidance, so I'm actually not. I guess they wanted Sada's Vitality, but that Sada's Vitality, you can only play that if they had energy in the discard, and I assume if they had like Radiant Greninja, they would have played it. I guess they could have had Earthen Vessel and Energy, and we're waiting to see if they played it or not, based upon did they get a Sada's Vitality. All right, so they discarded a Great Tusk, but it's not a great. It's an option, right? And I'm weak to Great Tusk, so they can attack with Great Tusk. So we'll see what happens here. You know, Sada's Vitality does not accelerate does not go from hand, so it doesn't. The extra damage, the damage doesn't happen on that. So are they gonna retreat? I'm not sure what they did there, I gotta say. That one kind of confuses me, I gotta say. How do I work this? Do I want, I can accelerate an energy if I get one. So I need a energy. Sorry, do I want to get rid of this? Do I want to go, do I want to be really aggressive? I'm really aggressive and hope I can get the knockout. The other play is to keep the tool. Keeping the tool is not bad either, right? All right, I'm going to go real aggressive with this. I don't know also when there are Haunters in the deck, so... I mean, I could grab Lumineon V. No. This is the... All right, I mean, I've committed to this, is what I'll say. I have committed... This may be a huge mistake. So... I need an energy for one thing. All right, Dark Patch. I mean, that's not good. Drop this guy down. I will evolve him. I'm going to Giovanni's Charisma and just end my turn. You know, it gives me that option. And I like the Gengar in hand, I think, right? Gengar in hand, I think, is still good. So, end turn. Okay, see what happens. That was not a good turn. Maybe I could have got Lumineon V, grabbed Iono perhaps. I could have tried, you know, look, I didn't hit energy anyway, so I wasn't going to hit energy. If I had the energy, I would have kept the team evolution. I could have set up for next turn. Obviously, you know, I've seen I've seen enough cards that the odds are I would have hit an energy that last turn. I got 2 stage 1s though. My opponent might not be able to attack, which is super awesome. I have 3 more Giovanni's Charismas, so we'll see what happens. If they knock out my active, I'm not thrilled, but it's okay. They didn't play a supporter yet. Obviously, they want to Sada's Vitality. All right, so they've used Radiant Greninja's ability. What do they have for a supporter? Okay, they're drawing. I mean, so they should have a Sada's Vitality, right? They need Sada's Vitality to attack. They can accelerate 2 energies. They have Darkness Energy in the discard, yeah. So, but we'll see what happens. All right, they're kind of struggling, but look, wow. Okay, so it looks. I'm guessing they're going to miss their attack. Now I can't attack this turn. I can't attack this turn, which isn't good. I'll have the choice. All right, they're going to boss up Bibarel, so they're looking to stall me out, which is, that's okay. I mean, that's fine. I get it. But it's not a bad thing for me at all. So I think I want another... So I want to drop down another Bidoof, I think, right? Because that's what needs to happen. And I will... So his ability doesn't work. So that's all right. It's not great, but it's fine. And all right, end turn. Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, so the Flutter Mane stops, stops my active Pokemon ability from working, so shut down my Bibarel, so it bought them a turn. They're going to be two-shot in the Gengar unless they attack with the Great Tusk, right? Which is in the discard pile at the moment. They have Rod in the deck. I know they do. So, and now I don't one-shot the Roaring Moon. Radiant Alakazam could be nice in this game. We'll see what happens here. I guess I send up Gengar EX, assuming they knock out the Bibarel. Do they have... I mean, I don't... Well, that's good, too. That's good. Just trying to make it so that... Because I do 160. If I get 2 damage counters on them, then I knock them out. So at this point... Okay, they wanted Sada's Vitality. Professor Sada's Vitality. Is that what it's called? Yeah, so... Because they could have attached a Flutter Mane, they could have retreated. I assume was what they wanted to do. So at this point, they're digging through their deck really aggressively. So this is some bricking on both our parts, but do I want to Skwovet? I mean, the cards I have aren't terrible. I want to Skwovet because I should have done that last turn, right? Because then I see 2 cards per turn in essence, right? Okay. I mean, that is what it is. Look, they're pretty much guaranteed to take the knockout this turn. So they get him out of play. Do I want to... Do I think I could take the attack this turn, right? That's the problem. They're going to take out the Bibarel. Maybe I send up Skwovet this turn. Just because, I can't do anything right away. I either Skwovet, or maybe I send up the Gastly. I'll send up the Gastly. Assuming I'm not, because I'm probably not going to pull off an attack this next turn. Actually, they didn't grab the Great Tusk, did they? Okay, just the 2 energy. All right. I mean, I'm glad about that. The Gastly, I mean, the Great Tusk does one-shot me. So I'll send up the Gastly, and see what happens here. So they stalled me out effectively for several turns. So I'm gonna do I Heroescape the game? I'm gonna wait on this Heroescape. Hopefully I get something here. Okay, not what I wanted. So I'm really struggling at this point. My opponent threw that Flutter Mane. They really ruined my day, I gotta say. So good job by my opponent, right? I mean, for sure. I guess I sent up the Skwovet at this point. I just need to get something set up here, right? I use Skwovet this turn. All right, I have Iono. That gives me... All right, I have some hope. I probably can't do anything, but, Okay. So I want to do a little gusting here is what I want to do. Use my hammer. All right, I will, at this point, it's just stall time. And I will Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Do I have another Gastly? I do. Just trying to slow if I can ever get set up, I have a chance. Let's think. What else? What are my supporters? So Giovanni's Charisma, but that doesn't do me any good. I think I'm just going to pass. I'm going to keep Lumineon V. I don't know if that's going to get me anywhere, though. So what do I have? Giovanni's Charisma isn't going to be good enough. I only play the one. I play 2 Ionas, so hopefully the other Iona's in deck still. And I do have Arven there, right? Which can... But I can't attack unless... Look, I can attack with Gastly. That's the one thing I can do for 1 energy. So it's not great. Lumineon V could lose me the game though too. That part's scary, but I think I'm going to have to make that play. Okay, so they didn't do anything that turn. Well, that's quite nice actually. So I could Giovanni's Charisma, get rid of their energy, and I could accelerate to myself. So I guess I do that here. And do I want to accelerate? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna attach to the EX, right? That's because this is what I got to get going here. And yeah, I think if I play Lumineon V, I probably lose the game, right? I can't. He's two prize liability that probably just ruins things for me. So I'll just pass here. So just, you know, playing the, you know, they were stalling me. Now I'm stalling them. Trying to set up my bench, right? They stalled me so they could set up their bench. I'm now stalling them to try to set up my bench. One good turn deserves another, right? So anyway, this game is a lot of nothing happening, right? A lot of nothing happening. So, which, hey, largely I give credit to my opponent for that, right? Because they shut down my ability for a while. Now, do they have the ability to make their deck infinite? I don't know. They probably don't, right? They could deck out too, which is also why Lumineon V is really bad to get in play as well. Palpad, just one? Oh no, two. Okay, all right, that makes a lot of sense. You know, they have not. Okay, wow. I mean, this is pretty crazy. Do I want an Earthen Vessel? I mean, this hand's not terrible, right? I could Earthen Vessel, get an energy. I get 2 energies, and I can get things going. I think I do that. My opponent knows what I have at this point, of course. Just end turn, so that's not bad. Obviously, I'd love to get another Gengar. I could have saved the Ultra Ball for Bibarel, right? That was the other way to work it, and maybe I should have, because until I get if I get Bibarel set up now, then I see some cards again, right? At this point, though, I can retreat. I can attach retreat. I'd use Skwovet. They're not going to one-shot me at the moment. I do need to get through another EX. So we'll see what happens. I mean, how much can they keep recovering, too? And that I don't know the answer to, because that's a big deal as well. Attaching to the active, okay. I mean, they need one more energy to attach. I mean, Asada's Vitality. Wow, okay. I mean, this is pretty crazy here. So Arven, what do I want to grab here? So, do I want my tool here? So I want my Hero's Cape, I think. Actually, you know what I can do here? I'm going to TM Evolution, because I have the energy, right? And an item, which will be... What item do I want? Or Dark Patch. Do I have... Wait, do I have energy in the discard pile? I do not. Okay. So go back. All right, that's good. That's good. So let me see. Can I slow him down a turn? I do. I'll take the energy off the active, because that's... good there. And I will evolve 2 guys, and that's really good for me too. TM Evolution. Haunter and Bibarel. So Bibarel, that's super awesome. And do I want to go with the single prize guy for free retreat? Actually is not bad either. Let me think about this. Now let me get another big guy going. That's what I want. Because force him to take 2 Gengar EXs is good. So the single prize Gengar is not bad for the free retreat. I mean, I would have liked to have him in play before this, but I think to close this game out, this is what I need. And are they gonna deck themselves out here? We'll see. They're down to 1 card in deck. See what happens. So they can attack. I mean, I don't know if they don't just lose the game, though. Right? They have to manually attach, which does mean I do finish them off with Gengar now, because Gengar does 160, so, you know, these gnawing curses. Oh, that's right. Now I have 2 Gengar EXs, so that's a plus as well. I didn't need the second one in this case. So set up the Gengar with the energy. So at this point, they can't win by just taking single price Pokemon. That's bottom line, the big reason why I should have played the Gengar EX down. All right, so get energy onto the EX. Draw some cards with Bibarel. And yeah, this is all good, right? So I might as well evolve this guy here as well. And do I want a Hero's Cape? Why don't I Hero's Cape while I'm at it? Just say, hey, you can't hurt me, right? And I will attack. And I'm going to move the energy onto Radiant Greninja, right? Keep the energy in play, but not on the Pokemon they want. That's part of my thought here, right? It's better here, because if they play Rod, they can't get that energy back, right? So, okay, Giovanni's Charisma is nice. If I get knocked out, hopefully I have some energy. I mean, I disrupt them as well, so, so I hit into them. Once they just do one single attachment from hand, they knock themselves out. What's their supporter situation? I know they're struggling. I mean, can they get anything in the deck this turn as well? I don't know. I mean, they might have decked themselves out. That is part of this, that is part of the ancient box deck. Looks like they're just kind of fleeing cards around now. Okay, Rod. They have to knock out an EX plus one other Pokemon to close out this game. So it's going to be tough, I got to say. So 150, that's just not enough, right? Just not enough. So I'm going to put an energy into hand. Just kind of keep doing that. I don't want to attach that energy. I will do this here. Do I want to draw? I don't really need a card, right? So I will do 160, and if they attach an energy, they just knock themselves out next turn. So put you onto Radiant Greninja. So now, they can't attack next turn, right? And they can't retreat either, because they need 2 energies to retreat or 2 energies to attack. They can't get 2 energies on. They can get 1 energy on next turn, and that's it. So we'll see what happens here. And yep, so anyway, so I just ground them out that game. So look, the ancient box has a big weakness, which they ran into. They successfully stalled me out, but I think what they should have done, it's never easy to say, but I think if they had attacked with the with the Great Tusk, right? Since I'm weak to them, now it's 4 energies. They don't love that, but hitting me for weakness, one-shotting the 2 prize guy, I think would have been necessary. All right, the deck has been working. The game's been kind of weird. They haven't been the most exciting games, so I guess that's not shocking with Gengar, right? You're not doing huge, massive one-shots. You're knocking away energy. You're slowing things down, and you're doing these pings in a sense. The opponents ping themselves, really. So it's not bad, and I'm going first, right? So up against could be a control deck. I don't like that. I think I want to get. So I don't really want Lumineon V. I think I want to get another gas. Do I want to try to? Well, let's see what my opponent starts with here, right? So it's stall. It's not terrible. I think I want to get. And I think I want another Gastly in play. I think 2 Gastlys is still a good combo, right? Partly because the damage stacks too, if they start putting energy, but just 2 Gastlys. I think 2 Gastlys is plenty. And we'll see how things go here. And just end turn. So I can Arven, I can evolve this next turn. I can't attach the energy and evolve at the moment, so we'll see what happens. Should I have got the second Gastly? So the big question is, I'm up against a Snorlax deck, it looks like. So So I'm going to lose the hammer. I might lose both Ultra Balls, actually. That's the thing that'll hurt me the most, probably. Right. Wait, don't they get rid of items? Oh, put a basic Pokemon. That's right, I didn't have a basic Pokemon, so I like that a lot. So I want the Rare Candy. And I can actually, I just win the game now, right? I do believe I just win the game. So I'll get rid of the hammer. I will get rid of the Giovanni at this point. I just evolve, and this is the way to play Snorlax, right? This is the way to beat Snorlax. Just donk them on your second turn, right? Easy peasy here, and I'm actually set up to evolve my other guy the following turn. So this worked out really well. Yeah, so yeah, this I might just call it on this. I have a few games to upload. You know, they've been weird games, I gotta say, but Gengar's been working. It's been winning, so what can I say? Look, it's not non-stop winning, but it is winning. You know, my opponent didn't set up once again. I like these changes. The Radiant Alakazam, I haven't always making use of that, I will say, but it does make the deck better. And Lumineon V is good, but you know, you don't always want to play it, but sometimes it really does get you going. And then the extra hammers certainly are a good thing. I think the Hero's Cape is correct. I'm not entirely certain about that one. Is Hero's Cape better than Prime Catcher? I don't know. They both have their pluses and minuses. The Foresthill Stone is good. I think the Thorton, I do like that Lumineon V, because unless I put Collapse Stadium in, which I don't think I want to do, getting that Lumineon V out of play is quite nice. And a very solid deck, and certainly would encourage you to take a look, give it a play, and have some fun, play some Pokemon, and take care.